In most marsupials, the estrus cycle is longer than the gestation period. In the red kangaroo, the estrus cycle lasts for an average of 35 days, while the gestation period is 33 days. Pregnancy does not prevent a return to estrus just after the young is born. However, the sucking stimulus of the newborn young terminates further estrus cycling for as long as the young is suckled in the pouch. Because a female kangaroo returns to estrus a few days after giving birth, mating and fertilization can again take place. This postpartum mating is similar in many respects to the mating earlier in the film. This time, however, the developing follicle is in the left-hand ovary. The recently vacated and partly collapsed uterus is on the right. Again, sperms enter the uterus. The follicle bursts, shedding a single egg which is fertilized in the fallopian tube. The fertilized egg descends into the uterus, but only develops to a blastocyst stage with little or no change in actual size. This is because the sucking stimulus of the young already in the pouch prevents the complete development of the embryo. This dormant blastocyst now remains in a partly developed state while the first young grows up in the pouch, usually about 200 days. As this first young grows, the composition of the milk gradually changes to become thick and white, quite different from the clear fluid on which the newborn young was fed. It is a remarkable feature of kangaroo reproduction that when two young of different ages are being fed at the same time, the mother is producing milk of two different compositions. In this pouch, the 4-month-old young is feeding from a teat which has become greatly elongated. On the right is a second elongated teat on which the previous young, now out of the pouch, is feeding. Not until it's about 150 days old does the young first put its head out of the pouch. Soon afterwards it begins to eat grass from a position in the pouch. By the time it's about 200 days old, it makes the first short journey from its mother. When the 200-day-old young starts to leave the pouch, the sucking stimulus is lessened and the blastocyst resumes development. This also happens if the young is lost prematurely. After about 31 days, the new embryo is ready to be born. The young out of the pouch still feeds from the elongated teat which it occupied throughout pouch life and which it now grasps from the outside. Under ideal circumstances, adult female red kangaroos produce one young every 8 months. Since each young is dependent on its mother until it's about 12 months old, females are frequently accompanied by a juvenile while suckling a young in the pouch. Although Francisco Pelsart's observations in 1628 were inaccurate, his interest in the details of marsupial reproduction is a tribute to his inquiring spirit.
Their manner of generation is exceedingly strange and highly worth observing. Below the belly, the female carries a pouch, inside which are the teats.
The facts of marsupial birth have been more accurately observed in recent years and are still highly worth observing. The production of a very small young which climbs virtually unaided into the pouch and develops as an externalized fetus is common to all marsupials. In red kangaroos, the offspring rarely fails to find the teat, and fertilization immediately after birth ensures that the female has a reserve embryo should the first fail to complete pouch development. Although this mechanism is remarkably different from that in other mammals, it is highly efficient and seems well adapted to the environment in which these marsupials live.